Hey, how's it going, people? Welcome to the channel. Welcome. For the final time this season, Arsenal is gonna go in the pitch, play against Everton this time, and it's all, well, could go two ways. We either win it or we don't, because on this match, everything is riding on, while simultaneously at Etihad, City are playing against West Ham, so that game also will be a very close watch for us Arsenal fans in general, so that should be a quite interesting and crazy, to be honest, when especially if West Ham go 1-0 up, then everything will just go nuts. But on Sunday, Arsenal, and pretty much, to be honest, every single game is happening at the same time, is the final game week of the season. Season ends on Sunday, so Arsenal versus Everton. Let's talk about it. So basically, Sunday, 4 p.m. Yeah, 4 p.m. UK time. Every single game kicks off. Liverpool, Wolves, Sheffield, Spurs, Luton, Fulham, Brighton, United, Man City, West Ham, Everton, Arsenal. These two games are the most important ones for every single Arsenal and City fan. Of course, Brentford, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Villa, Chelsea, Bournemouth, and Burnley, nothing are happening as well. But the closest attention will be, of course, divided between these two games. It's already been confirmed that there are two sets of titles in each of in Etihad. One's at Emirates, two sets of fireworks, two sets of medals, and everything is already set up. Arsenal technically have already booked a tour and everything. They have a parade booked and everything just in case they win, because you have to kind of book them quite early just so everyone's in place, just so police can get ready and all that stuff. So everyone's taking out the mick about that, just gonna go and shove it, because let's be real, you cannot do this. You cannot win and then instantly next day whole city gets shut down. It doesn't just happen like that. But obviously we are separated by 2 points. Arsenal versus Man City, separated by 2 points. Obviously, it's our own fault. At the end of the day, we kind of screwed ourselves. The draw and the loss against Fulham, the draw against 10-man Fulham at Emirates, mind you, so that is a big one. Obviously, the Villa game, the going 1-7 in December, we basically screwed ourselves over overall. But the thing is, since this year, since that Dubai trip, something changed. We have won 14 out of 16 games this season in Premier League. 14 out of 16. That's incredible, to be honest. It's a very good thing. But it is a bit too short, obviously. We kind of have done it a bit too short. If we won any of the games we had drawn or lost, basically we would be first, because on goal difference, yes, the goal difference has gone down from 8 to 4, but we still have the goal difference, which is a massive thing. So obviously, if we finish on same amount of points, let's just say City draw and we win, it comes to goal difference. And obviously, if City draw, there will be no goal difference for them. So definitely, if they want to win this without shadow of a doubt, they don't need the goal difference. We needed it just in case. Because if City win, we can't do anything, of course. I'm not expecting an easy game, obviously. If you look at Everton, they already have secured staying up. They cannot get 14th. They can drop one place lower, but not sure Sean Dyche is kind of going for it. Obviously, against Sean Dyche, it's been a 50-50 times for Arsenal. It's been quite rough ones. I'm expecting a very tough and heavy game for Arsenal, I'm not gonna lie. But it's the last game of the season. Let everyone have a run out, everyone score bad goals. Let's just send it off on a high note no matter what. Because at the end of the day, we need to win. Once we win, everything will be settled. Either we're gonna be first, either we're gonna be second. We cannot drop to third by no chance, enemies. So at the end of the day, I must admit, we could have won the league this year, easily, to be honest. We would have been in this position if one of the finest margins, if we didn't concede that header against Fulham, when they made it 2-2, João Palhinha. If we didn't screw up against Villa, if we could finish our dinner against West Ham, Newcastle, when that controversial goal they scored, and many other games where we drew or lost, where we actually were better than our opponents, we just couldn't put the ball into the net. And that was about it pretty much at the end of the day. And that just shows. But we have scored 89 goals, which is absolutely insane. Best defense in the league, conceding only 28, which just shows that with defense and attack, everything is fine. It's just stepping up when it matters the most. And as we all know, Arsenal have been known to be that team that loses games and doesn't get results in bunches. For example, they have those 1 or 2 blips during the season. This time Last season I think it was 3 games there or 4 games, and then it was another 3 games. This time we decided to do whole 7 in one run. And if you want to win the league, you kind of cannot do that, because let's be real, there were a few years ago Liverpool were on 90 plus points and they came second to Man City, of course. So Arsenal are going to finish on 89 points this season if they win against Everton. It would have won the league last year, so it is what it is. We are where we are, but I must say, guys really gave it a really good go. There's still 1 game left in them, and if we win, everything turns to Man City. Obviously, everyone's expecting Man City to steamroll West Ham, because West Ham haven't been in the best of forms. If you look in the last 5 games, they have 3 losses, a win and a draw, and it's not looking good for them, to be honest, because West Ham, here it is, where are they? They won Luton 3-1, and before that, they got pumped by Chelsea 5-0. They got, where are they? They drew against Liverpool, and before that, those 3 losses, another 2 losses we talked about just beforehand. They lost to Crystal Palace 5-2, and they lost to Fulham 2-0 at the London Stadium. But West Ham is one of those teams that tend to at times play really, really good against big teams. We all know that as Arsenal fans as well, because they have won 2 out of 3 games against us. They won 3-1 and 3 and something else, but we destroyed them obviously in the London Stadium. But yeah, everyone basically is hoping that West Ham does something. I already have seen Antonio saying that he wants Arsenal to win the league. When Kudus asked how envisions Arsenal Man City title race ending, he said he sees it as his fellow countryman Thomas Partey lifting the trophy at the end of the season. So definitely there is some points to be made that West Ham definitely will do something and will try to do their best to stop Man City, which actually makes a lot of sense, to be honest, if you ask me. West Ham currently are sitting 9th. If they win, they cannot go higher. They draw, they cannot go lower. So they're gonna finish 9th, so they might as well technically go for it. But obviously going for it against City, not the smartest move. You kind of have to park the bus, especially at Etihad, try to hit them on counters. They definitely have the players to do so. Whether it's going to pan out or not, how David Moyes will set up the team and how it will work, obviously it all remains to be still seen. But Arsenal versus Everton. Basically, for once in a while, the title is coming till the end of the season, the final game of the season. Just imagine, for example, the teams are separated by 2 points, and the final game of the season was City versus Arsenal. Imagine the scenes. For example, it doesn't matter at Emirates, at Etihad, preferably at Emirates, obviously, but imagine the scenes, how it would be. Obviously, as well, nobody's expecting Everton to win, nobody's expecting Everton to draw, everyone's pretty much expecting an Arsenal win, and then everything turns to City, which, to be honest, I am in the same boat. I'm expecting Arsenal to win and do their thing, but obviously, for the last time this season, Mikel Arteta has been interviewed, so before the pre-game, so let's see what he had on his nerves might be this weekend. It's one of the biggest weeks for many of them. To be honest, it's arguably one of the biggest weeks of their careers in quite a bit of players, to be honest, in our team. So that will be very interesting how they deal with that. Whether he had left the players after City's win on Tuesday. The hope was there and it didn't happen. Yeah, Son totally screwed us, to be honest. Let's be real. If Son scores that 1-on-1, they don't make it 2-0. And to be honest, we actually could have gone drawing into this, and that would have been just insane, because everyone would expect both teams to win. Arsenal have +4 goal difference, and even more if they draw, and Arsenal would have +5 goal difference. And everyone think City need to pump at least 5 goals, given that Arsenal don't score. So that means Arsenal will try to pump goals as well. So that would be quite interesting and nuts clash, if you ask me. But it is what it is, obviously. And if he had spoken with David Moyes, I don't like these questions. Why does it matter? Like, it doesn't matter if you talk to Moyes or you talk to anyone who plays against City. They're not going to try differently. They're going to try to do their best. Let's be real. On the players kicking off with City and West Ham, the only thing, opportunity to live beautiful. Now, this is I don't want to see. This definitely everyone will be checking ground, and by the crowd you definitely will be able to tell. So definitely, players have to focus on the game to get their job done against Everton. City then comes after that. Now, and obviously, if West Ham score, they start to draw, or they are 1-0 up, the crowd will go wild at Emirates. It's like Arsenal would have scored, trust me. And if we don't win the league, he'll be most proud of. I can't think like that. Yeah, to be honest, he cannot think like that. That's a dumb question, but I kind of get it. If he sends excitement around with the squad, I do around the building. We are in the last day of the season, playing for the Premier League. The Premier League trophy hasn't been at Emirates Stadium, and that has been almost 20 years ago. True. So that's a long time. So yes, we have to be very optimistic. Obviously, next season we go again, but we need at least 3-4 big signings overall to try to do it again. We need some proper rotation on team ever overhauling the Premier League leaders to final day. That's not going to change you. Mean it's a probability, obviously. A Man City wobbling on the final day previous seasons. It's really difficult to beat any opponent in the Premier League, and when something is at stake as well, that task becomes more difficult. Obviously, it adds extra pressure. Players cannot perform. Yes, they get paid big wages, but very rarely there are certain individuals who are that strong, and to be honest, you get the big bucks to be that strong in a way as well. On many saying that City have one hand on the ties, we all know that they are a little bit closer because of that one game less and they have to play at home, obviously, but they're going to play a really tough opponent, obviously. Of course, we have suffered this season over the last few seasons. It's really tough to beat them, obviously. Yes, Marteta as well said in summer that he considered quitting Arsenal just because of the last season, how it went. So it is how it is. Has he spoken to Pep Guardiola? What a dumb question. It's like going to war and asking, have you spoken to the opposing army's general? Like, have a brain cell? And if he thinks Man City will lose, doesn't matter. They need a loss on a draw from Man City's side, and Arsenal need to win. That's it. Basically, Arsenal need to win, City needs to draw or lose. No other scenarios work for us. On how they can be impossible to stop, if I don't believe that. To be honest, if they think they wasn't impossible to stop, we wouldn't take them to the last day of the season, to be honest. Next season could be kind of nuts. On former clubs, Man City and Everton plus Moyes bring all their fate. That's the beauty of this industry. Yeah, you come across people that you had experience with in your life and you never know what's going to happen, and hopefully he hopes that it will happen. If the season has been a success, yes, but we are here to win. That's my aim, and that's why the only thing I'm thinking of. Obviously, it makes sense. Just shouldn't be in the FA Cups and Carabao Cups like it's a side chick or broccoli on your table when you're eating. That would be the only exception. But we don't have the bench for that, so it is what it is. On next month's vote, oh yeah, there is a vote. I'm not gonna get into that. That could be a separate video. On if he can complain about Tottenham's application against Man City, no, you cannot. I can complain about what we haven't done to have 91, 93 or 95 points. That's thinking, yeah, to be honest, yeah. You win against Fulham instead of drawing against them. You are on the same points as City. Your goal difference is +1, so you have +5 overall. And you just have to win and you're there. And so it's just one game, finest of margins, and that's it. If someone will be monitoring City's course on every single Arsenal fan in the stands, every coaching staff member, every single fan at the TV screens, everyone will be monitoring that. It will be different. Definitely, because to be honest, let's be real, a few times you just have to focus on what you have to do. Obviously you can't try to do that and then you hear in the stands, let's just say City have conceded and the crowd just goes wild and all that. It would be mad. When he plans to discuss his contract with the club this summer, that's something that after the season or whenever the time is right, I wish to sit down and talk. Yes, because it's been quite a bit of time and he pretty much hasn't won anything. That is the biggest issue. And if it's important to get that done, what's important, to win now or keep believing that we will continue to win? That's the important thing. And if Sunday will change his feelings going ahead, no, I think everything is relevant. I think what happens will be very emotional on the day. To be honest, either we win or lose, it will be hell emotional. It will be hell emotional. This one, who cares? I'm not gonna lie, might not get resolved at all. On where his thoughts process come about wanting to improve. Oh, there's a lot of places we can improve, to be honest. So that will be forward, midfield, defense. There are like 6 positions that need proper backups. And there are like 3 positions, the starting 11, that need improvements. So that's genuinely a 9 players I just named. That is how mad we need it, to be honest. And to challenge for title properly, I would say we need 3 proper players in the striker, a center mid to replace Partey, we need a striker, proper striker, and we need a left back proper one. So that's 3. So definitely that means Tomiyasu, Kiwior can come off the bench. So we don't need that anymore 6, we need 5. We need like 4 more of the bench. Then you kind of put Havertz, for example, on the bench, so that you need 3 from the bench now. So technically we need about, if we sell players and everything, if we promote certain youngsters, I would say we need about 5-6 players to sign this summer. Or if you believe that this moment was possible, yes, I'm not gonna read that, I'm sorry, but he said basically, yes, it generates energy and stuff like that, he will say. Oh, here it is, and that generates unbelievable energy for the club. Told you he's gonna say that. If there was a moment when he sensed the change, yeah, it was the last season, definitely, when you see yourself, especially in the first part of the season, when you take off and you're playing, they were playing, yeah, definitely. We were just destroying everyone, it was mad. On the team that they can keep challenging for the titles. I think that's an assessment that has to be done after the season. Yes, what happens at the end of the season? They have to sit down, talk, and just define where we came up short, improve certain positions, and go from there. That's about it. On how important it is to do business early in the summer. That's the ideal scenario. Every club wants that because they want to get the job early, get them in the cups, get them in the preseason and everything, get the job done, and get the player before other team gets it. Obviously, before the interest rises from other clubs. The issue with that is this year it's Copa America and it's Euros, so that definitely will put a big damper on the things. And he's speaking to the board about not resting on our laurels. It's something we all know. Given a choice, it's clear that we all want to do, and it is not the manager or the coach. Obviously, makes sense. Good job, Mikhail. Good job. Good interview. See what he says after the interview, whether we win it or not. And we switch to starting 11, which should be quite easy. I would go for this 11, given that Tomiyasu is good and healthy, and Saka is good and healthy. I would play the same 11 we have had for the last 5 games, I would say, 5-6 games, which has performed sublimely, and I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. We need to win, obviously, against Everton. It will be very interesting to see, because last season, Onana destroyed our midfield. Right? Our midfield last season was Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard. This season we have Rice, Partey, Odegaard, and we are maybe still looking at Onana, although the interest have died down quite a bit because Arsenal don't want the profile anymore as much. There are certain other players Arsenal want. We're gonna make a video on that as well, of course. But yeah, it will be interesting to see how that happens, what Onana does against us, of course. But I would go with the same starting 11 we have gone for the last days. If it's not possible, I would put Jesus for Saka. If Saka isn't fit, I would definitely do that. Definitely would do something like this. And then I would maybe even actually think about putting Martinelli to have more pace on the wings. But it is what it is. We would go there. But if Saka, Tomiyasu, everyone's fit, we played the 11 we have played for the last 6 games. 100%, without shadow of a doubt, no questions asked. So this was the team I would go for. Will Mikkel go for it? It remains to be seen. For predicted result. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm going 3-0 Arsenal. 3-0. I think we'll do it convincingly. And we're going to do it early. And then we're gonna just sit back and hope for a miracle, basically for City to draw or lose. So yeah, I'm hoping for 3-0. I hope City draw or lose. I hope West Ham helps us and we finally can win the league after 20 years. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below your predicted 11, your predicted score, and do you think Arsenal this season, or well, basically, can West Ham get a score, a result against Manchester City? Take care, stay safe, and see you all tomorrow. Peace.